I've set myself an impossible task and I'm dreading it, because it's gonna be a lot of hard work. Every time I look at my bookshelf, I get really angry because I don't like it anymore. So this is my favourite bookshelf, which I like. This one is non-fiction Harry Potter books, like how they made the series and that, and I'm really uncomfortable because I'm just like kneeling into the camera. Yeah, that top one is how they made the series and stuff like that. That is like the actual books, and then that is my TBR shelf. But every time I look at my bookshelf, I get really angry and I don't like it because I hate the author of Harry Potter and I don't want to look at that every time I look at my bookshelf. So I'm going to rearrange it and I'm going to make it so my Harry Potter shelf is replaced by my ancient history books. So like ancient Greek, ancient Rome, Greek mythology, Rome mythology, Norse mythology, anything along those lines that is any of those books I've got is going to be put onto my new shelves instead. I'm not including Percy Jackson before anyone asks me, because when I say like ancient history books, I mean like genuine ancient history books. Like obviously that's not saying Percy Jackson isn't genuine, but you know what I mean. Do you know the sort of vibe I mean? So I'm going to be stripping the top bookshelf and trying to rejig it, and I'm dreading it because I can't make it look pretty, and I think it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I have far more ancient history books than I first realised, and they're not all going to fit on the shelf, so I've got to decide which ones go on the shelf and which ones go in the garage, and it's just going to be a bit of a nightmare because I only have one bookshelf, which is this one, which only has 4 shelves, which means most of my books live in my garage because I just don't have the space to keep every book I want to reread in here. So I'm really cutthroat when I read my books. I'm like, if I'm not going to read it again, chuck it out, put it in charity. If I am going to read it again, is it one of my favourite books to go on that shelf, or is it a book to go in the garage for going to collect at a later date to reread it again then? But I don't have a big bookshelf, so I've got to be really selective about what books make it onto the shelf, and I'm dreading doing that today. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. I am dreading it. Why did I think this was a good idea? I woke up, it's my day off, and I was like, yeah, let's redo my bookshelf. And now I'm like, no, because this is hard work, Layla. But okay, it'll be fine. I also don't help myself because I fell down a YouTube black hole of watching other people build and reorganise their bookshelves, which is really my cup of tea. I find it so satisfying to watch. But I'm like, I want my bookshelf to look like that. But the thing is, they have like 2, 3, 4 bookshelves. They have like 8, 12, 32 shelves individually to fill. I have one bookshelf with 4 shelves, so bit of a difference in space there, Layla, but it's fine. One day when I move out, have a house of my own, I'll have an entire wall dedicated to books. No, an entire room dedicated to books. That's what will happen when I move out. In the meantime, you've got one bookshelf, deal with it. Also, this just makes me think I need to stop buying books until I've read them all, because then I would have another shelf to use. Will I stop doing that? No, because I have no self-control. Anyway, we're gonna go and strip that top shelf and get started. Yay. Also, just to give you an idea, these are all my ancient history books that I found. I spent about an hour running around the house to find them. So you've got my cloth bound classics, you've got my Stephen Fry ones, you've got the fiction ones, you've got non-fiction ones, you've got the Robert Harris books. These are not all going to fit on the shelf, so good then. Okay, probably should have clarified before I started. When I said I was going to strip my shelves, I do mean I'm going to keep the Harry Potter fiction books, but get rid of the non-fiction books. Because the fiction ones are there and the non-fiction ones were up there, I'm going to just combine the 2 shelves. So it's all on one shelf, and I'm going to have it at the top, so I haven't got to see it most of the time. So just to show you all what I've done, this whole shelf here is now empty. These are my paperbacks, which I love very much, but I don't need 2 copies in the house. I have my hardbacks, which are my sentimental ones, which are the ones I grew up reading, which are those ones, and they can stay here. But these paper ones are going to go to the garage. I don't really know why I have 2 copies. I think I just went through a phase when they released new covers years ago that I just bought them. So they're going to go to the garage. That is now the Harry Potter shelf. anything else falls over on that shelf, I swear to God, I'm going to just throw it in the bin. I had to stop recording for a bit because I was just getting so angry that nothing was staying the way I wanted it to, and I was just really losing the plot. So I was like, this is embarrassing for me and I don't want you to see that. So I stopped filming. It's now done. That took me an excessive amount of time. I'm fuming, and if anything else moves, I swear to God, I'm going to just put it straight in the bin because I've had enough. I'm done. So that is the shelf I've just finished. Mostly what I wanted was the pins on show, and trying to get them to stand up was doing my head in. Although the good thing about these pins is every single one of these is from a small business. So, you know, good fun and all that. I mean, that frog is like a solid 2-3 years old, so I wouldn't eat it now. But, you know, it's there, so that's fine. It's done. That's all I care about. I never want to look at this shelf again, so let's move on to this shelf. The more exciting shelf! Yay! As soon as they got near, they can get out of the way. I moved the camera close to the bookshelf and heard about 6 pins fall down on the top shelf. If I don't look, I don't see it, so we're doing that. I'm done. I've got some work to do because I've got to find space to put all the books on my TBR that were on the Harry Potter shelf, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, 8 books to find places for. It shall be fine. But the shelf itself is done, which is exciting, and I quite like how it looks. Ignore the Once Upon a Broken Heart bit. I know that's not ancient history, but I have nowhere else for them to go right now. But the actual shelf I quite like. I need to find my hard copy of Ariadne. So I've got the paperback copy. I don't know where the hardcover's gone. And then I will swap out a book for the hardcover because I want my hardcover there. It's pretty, but I genuinely have just realised that I actually don't know where it is. So it must be in my garage. So I'm going to go have a look in a minute. But I'll update when I found it. But for now, this is how the shelf looks. I love it so much. So you've got a mixture of non-fiction and fiction and read and to be read. But it's in alphabetical order by surname, and I love it. That little Hercules cup thing goes there. Here is my little Hermes dish. That's my Percy Jackson sword. I know there's no Percy Jackson here, but it'll do. And that is a little body goddess model I got given as a gift. So I think this looks really cute. I am very happy with that. I'm happy with that replacement. We found it! So I'm going to swap out Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, put that on my normal TBR shelf, and put Ariadne on my shelf instead because it's so beautiful and I love this book so much. So that's what it looks like now with Ariadne there. I've just put that there from Fairy Luke Tin because I have nowhere else to put it and it kind of fits the theme. That's all the odd bits and bobs that I don't really know where else to go and they can live there. And Hercules Cup is now there. Happy. So this is my bookshelf now. You have that shelf. You have my favourite books bookshelf. That needs tidying up. I'll do that another day. I've done enough work today. And you have the ancient history, Greek mythology, blah blah shelf, and my 4 copies of Once Upon a Broken Heart because I have no self-control. And then here you have the TBR shelf, which we're not even going to talk about that. I hope that was somewhat entertaining for you all. I filmed this. I'm not sure if it's actually going to go up onto YouTube. If it does, hope you found it somewhat entertaining, seeing me getting increasingly angry at books and trying to sort my bookshelf out so it resembles something vaguely pleasing to my eyes. If you didn't enjoy it, then I'm sorry, that's just wasted your time. But anyway, that was fun. I'm going to go sit downstairs and just read, really. I was like, do I have any plans today? No, I'm just going to read. That was my one plan for today, and I've done it. So, yes, have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. Hope you're all happy, hope you're all healthy, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.